This is the new MT-07 in Brazil, which has a suggested price of 57,990 reais. Is it worth it? Has it improved? In this video, I'm A. Mandinha, and this is Brazil's most charming motorcycle channel. And I'm here at Arastuyuti in São Paulo, invited by Yamaha to test all the new releases in their lineup. And I chose the MT-07 here to make a very special video for you showing what's changed and of course my first impressions riding this machine on the track. Although it has the same engine as the previous version, this motorcycle is completely new. It's the same model that's currently sold in Europe. By the way, have you already liked the video? Go ahead and like the video now at the beginning so you don't forget. And at the end, if you enjoy it, I invite you to subscribe to the Motoplay channel and become part of the Motoplay family. Well, with the redesigned look, the chassis is also much lighter. We have a completely new motorcycle structure. The lines have been revised, but without losing the MT family characteristics. MT stands for Master of Torque, so it's a very torquey motorcycle. We'll talk about the engine in a moment, but in my opinion, its lines are very beautiful. Nothing like that outdated look that had been in Brazil for so long. So finally, Yamaha changed it. The MT has evolved. Thank God, regarding the turn signals, unlike the previous version, they're now full LED. Both in the headlight assembly, the turn signals, and also the tail light. And speaking of turn signals, unlike the MT-03 where they're positioned up here, on the MT-07 they're right here and exposed. If it falls, it breaks, right? For sure. The exhaust has been repositioned here at the bottom. One interesting thing I wanted to tell you is that even though the seat height is the same as the previous version, the seat itself has been redesigned and is now narrower. I'll get on so you can see. I'm 5 feet 10 inches tall and I can easily put both feet on the ground with room to spare on the motorcycle, okay? But shorter people will be able to put their feet on the ground better with this version than with the previous one. These grooves here on the tank are actually to give you better acoustics, so you can really feel the heartbeat of this motorcycle. The engine is the same as the previous generation with 689 cubic centimeters, but it's been adapted for our country to meet ProConv 5 and also European emission standards. Because of that, it lost some horsepower, unfortunately. So we have 2 cylinders here. It's still a twin cylinder cross plane. And here we have 73.4 horsepower of maximum power and 6.9 kgfm of torque at 6,500 revolutions per minute. Another very welcome change compared to the previous version is that now it comes with an inverted suspension and a beefy diameter. The travel is the same as before, but the suspension is new. The fork here doesn't have preload, rebound, or compression adjustment. Now, on the rear wheel, we have a single spring here, and then you can adjust the preload. The wheels are new, patented by Yamaha, and according to the Japanese manufacturer, they bring more performance. For the brakes, we have dual discs at the front with 298 cubic centimeters. And at the rear, a disc with 245 millimeters in diameter. It has a total weight, a net weight of 183 kilograms, that is, already considering all the fluids, and its fuel tank, which has gotten smaller, okay? And now it has a capacity for 13.6 liters of gasoline. One of the highlights of this bike is the dashboard, completely new. It's really like a tablet. And the cool thing is that the controls are right here on the left handle, and you don't need to take your hand off the handlebars to make adjustments or selections on the dashboard. Here in this function, you can change the dashboard theme. Look how cool the theme is. There's this one, then you can choose the second one. It's more akin to a tachometer and a speedometer for the track, displaying only essential information. This one is really interesting, the tachometer. It's all about personal preference, guys. And there's also theme 4, which is much more interesting. And then you decide which theme you like best. Here is the traction control, which you can even turn off, and there are several levels. And here it's showing a little song. It has connectivity. So you come here, application, with the app installed on your phone, you have connectivity. And the cool thing is that you have turn-by-turn navigation and also navigation here. But then with the Garmin app installed, really, it's a dashboard for you to play around with here, interacting with it, And you need to download, of course, Yamaha's free app. I made a really cool video here on the channel on launch day at Yamaha's invitation, not just about the MT-07, but also the new MT-03. Click the link in the description or here on the card so you can watch it later. I talked about everything that changed compared to the previous one in detail. Now, enough talking, let's test this machine here on the track. I'll give you my first impressions and finish the video by telling you what I thought about this one compared to the new MT-07, guys. Look at this, the 3, the 3, the 7. Looking at them like this, you can't even tell which is which, right? Look, you look at them and try to say which is which. Of course, those who really know can tell the difference, but just looking at them on the street, both have a very similar look in this color. You can see the lettering on the MT-07, which is different, but they both look really nice, right? That's exactly the idea. It's a family where you can't really tell which is which, and we're still missing the MT-09, right? We still need the MT-09 to complete the family. On the MT-07, the headlight is on top, and on the MT-03, the headlight is on the bottom. You can get that idea. Besides the turn signals, right? The turn signals in this position here are really bad. It falls off, the turn signal goes away. That's already a negative point for when you go to do it. That's cool. Wow, what a bike, huh? The torque on this bike is brutal, guys. Brutal. It's got so much torque. The front is light. Man, it's really light. I just got off the MT-03. It's kind of like an MT-03 with more engine power. Look at the power it has to go up this. Imagine the handling of the MT-03 with the engine power of the MT-07. Here it gets a bit unstable, but I think it's the asphalt. Here it's already a curve. The bike is already leaning. The asphalt does that, but the front is still light anyway. The bike is very responsive to braking, requiring only a light touch to slow down significantly. Mercy of Christ, it already feels it. So that's really good because it gives you confidence. Imagine on the street, on the highway, for the people who like to speed up, right? You need to have a bike with proper brakes, right? That's it. That was my little ride. I'm really looking forward to making a full review video, Motoplay style, with the pros and cons. So go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. For me, it's a very light bike, really nice to ride, but with a super torquey engine. It has an electronic throttle that delivers power to you right there, electronically. It releases the valves electronically, a lot of technology. Great bike, medium displacement for those who like sportiness, and insists on a bike with a more comfortable riding position, a naked bike, different from a sport bike. The handlebars are higher, making it more comfortable for daily use. Suitable for daily use and road trips. Positive first impressions, full review coming soon. So go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Leave a like so you don't miss this video when it comes out. Mandinha here brought two super experienced drivers. One races in Moto Mill Grand Prix, the other raced as well in Superbike, but he's a riding instructor. So we can talk about the new MT-07. I wanted to hear your opinions. What did you think? I'll give mine first. I'm not a super expert, a mega master in racing, but I thought it was a good bike with a lot of torque. I think that's its purpose. I also thought it resembled the body of an MT-03. Since I rode the MT-03 before the MT-07, I found the MT-03's body easier to handle. You really have to twist the throttle to go up, right? On that little uphill with the curves, it was really torquey, but that little spice, you guys are the ones who will say if it has it or not. Who wants to start?
What did I think? I rode it twice. I rode it right at the beginning of the day. The track was still a bit cold, but then it warmed up and I was able to push harder with it and get the full impression. On the first run, I used the traction control, which is a new feature that's coming. I used it on both levels. On the second run, I turned off the traction control because I wanted to see what the bike really had to offer, everything it really wanted to show. And if we compare it to the old MT-07, it's very different. Its power delivery isn't that aggressive delivery that the 7 had.
Old one, that
Punch you. It would already lift. It's a bike that's more progressive now because of the emission regulations. So what did I feel?
her throttle.
It takes a little longer to open. It's slower. You can give it a hand and it will open little by little. This ends up taking away a bit of that punch. It has down low in the mid-range, but then it manages to deliver well at higher revs. It pushes.
It's an electronic throttle, so it's electronic that controls the valve. Maybe that's it, maybe a remap. Here's a tip for you. But what I also felt on this downhill curve here is that after accelerating past a certain revolutions per minute, the car seemed to open up completely, startling me since I wasn't watching the dashboard.
6,000 RPM was the...
You have to understand, these were just first impressions when it was being delivered. Well, I think a test on the track or on a bigger track, because this one is very short, would give us a better idea. It's important to mention that they were stock, right?
Original tires.
Original calibration. Yeah, it was overinflated normal, right? So on the track, we usually lower the calibration. If you have questions about riding position, what calibration to use on the front and rear, follow here the...
Rafa, it's...
Follow him on Instagram and in the description. Also follow Fox, a professional driver living off the sport, for a first-hand perspective. Share your thoughts in the comments.
That's it, that's right. Well, here we're in a controlled environment, right? A track that's a low-speed track, so we can't really explore many of the bike's sporty aspects, but we can already see that it's had some technological evolution. It comes with a power map, traction control, dual-channel ABS. The design is more modern with LED headlights, but I think it could use a quick shifter to bring a bit more sportiness to it. The bikes that compete with it in this category, some of them already have a quick shifter like the Trident from Triumph, which is also a fantastic bike.
And now it comes standard. It comes standard. It comes with a quick shifter as standard in the 2025 model. Yeah, before it was just an accessory, right? And does the 8S come with it?
The 8S does. It's standard too. So I think that leaves a bit to be desired when it comes to sportiness. As for its performance, it's satisfactory, but it's basically what Rafa said. It seems a bit tamer at the start of acceleration, at the beginning of the revs, compared to the previous model. And what you said, it seems like you start to
speed up and she wakes up and it's...
Exactly that. She comes in a bit dull and she'll wake up around 6, above 5, 6, 7 revolutions. She gives a burst. For beginners, that's good on one hand. For those who understand...
Road trip. We were even talking about it. We got caught in the rain.
The bike is more manageable, but a few things bothered me. We have 2 test bikes and I only rode 1. Some riders like Rafa rode both and can speak with more authority. On my bike, I felt it always pushed the front out when entering, going through, and exiting a corner, making turning difficult. I believe this is a setup issue, not a problem with the bike itself.
or even the tire pressure. For those who haven't ridden here at Arachu, it used to be a great track, really nice. I always used to come here to ride. But there are some bumps sometimes, you know, which is bumping. So sometimes if your tire pressure isn't very good, you might feel it a little. But then what are you going to do? Besides subscribing here to the Motoplay channel and leaving a like, obviously, right? Because I brought here two famous figures from Brazilian motorcycling 2025. Besides your like and subscribing to the Motoplay channel, because there will be a full review video with the positive and negative points of the new MT-07, you should follow Rafa and you should follow Fox, because they will share their views both on Instagram and on the Motor E Companhia channel, Motor E Cia. There will be a link here in the description. Final thoughts. I thought the brakes were good. They braked a lot. I almost did a stoppie there.
Many people were apprehensive about the 07 bike. Even looking at its market, people consistently warned to be cautious when riding it because this
bike is...
No, the 9 was absurd. I had one. The 9 is crazy. I couldn't ride it on the...
Check out the video on this channel. Link is in the description. Walking down the hallway with the 9, I couldn't ride it in mode A because it's very front heavy with a light front.
Or throttle, you turn it just a little and it already...
Bam! So in the hallway, in the city, I would only ride in mode B there, so...
This bike easily pops a wheelie when shifting gears as it already lifts up. Here, it's much more under control, so I think that anyone who is afraid to go from a 03 to a 07 because of that can feel more at ease now. And the guy who wants to go after performance and riding skills, he'll do a remap, he'll tweak the bike so you can get a sportier setup on it. Come on, man, exhaust.
Filter, then you can get it there.
Have a much sportier performance.
Yeah, I thought the same thing. The bike is excellent for those who are moving up from a low displacement to a mid displacement motorcycle. Its dashboard is very modern. It really stands out. The optical system there is also very beautiful.
By the way, what did you think about the holes there that are for listening? Man, for me, I felt very little difference from a regular airbox.
It made no difference, honestly.
Yeah, like sometimes you could hear a little bit more, but really just a little. It's not a...
Turn sports exhaust. I was so worried about getting my knee in the right position that I even forgot about it there. Considerations made. Your support through watching, liking, and subscribing is crucial. Becoming a member of the Motoplay channel offers exclusive perks like wallpapers, Mandinha's calendar, priority comment replies, early access, and more. It's affordable and worth it. Mandinha's WhatsApp is below. Subscribe to stay updated and check out the linked video. See you next time. Moto Kiss.